So you mentioned, hitting kind of rock bottom.
Yeah.
Was there a specific incident or a moment in time where you're like, man, this has got to change? I mean, was there a kind of a turning point that you can think
Yeah,
of?
it was. My wife used to take a trip every year to camp meeting in another state, another conference, and that was always a time for me that I struggled because I was at home alone.
Sure.
And if you're alone, then naturally you're going to struggle. And it was on one of those trips. I remember it very well. It was 2003, and she was gone, and I tried to sort of resist, and I knew I was going to struggle, and finally I just gave in, and that was like a binge. It was just a crazy time, and I just realized how deeply addicted I was. It's kind of like the light came on finally, and I was like, wow, I'm really struggling here. This is serious stuff.
Yeah.
This isn't just the passing thing, and it isn't just the thing that's going to go away. And yeah, I mean, that was it. I cannot fix this on my own. I'm lost here, and it was in those moments that I just kind of cried out to God, and his response was not something I wanted to hear, but it would ultimately be the thing that I need to do, and that was, again, just open up your life. You'll never get free by hiding and keeping the secret.
Yeah,
that's what I heard. So.
In the recovery world, they say you're only as sick as your secrets.
Sick as your secrets, no question about it. There's a lot of truth to that.
Yeah, because it's like there's so much power when it's kept in darkness, but when it comes out to light, that power starts to diminish, doesn't it? Yeah.
Well, when you're anonymous, when you're sort of hiding under the cloak of anonymity, you lie to yourself, and you lie to others, and you live the double life, because there's one life you live out in the open, then there's your real sort of who you are life that's sort of hidden in anonymity, and you it just breaks you down. It gets old after a while. I mean, how long can you sort of play that double life game and really be healthy? And it really robs the people who love you of significant relationship, because you can't really give them everything that you are. I mean, you're there, but you're not really there.
Yeah, I think you're touching on something. I think one of the big lies about porn is that it doesn't cost anybody anything.
Yeah, that's a huge myth. Yeah.
Nobody gets hurt, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a picture. So, I mean, talk about, you just touched on that, but really there's a huge price tag for everyone, isn't there?
The big lie that, so many guys fall for is that, I'm just hurting myself, or this is just my thing. But in reality, you really do, you just rob and you cheat your wife or your significant other, your children, your church members, the people around you who care about you deeply and who want to know you and have a relationship with you. You just rob them of so much, and the time. I mean, just on a practical level, if you think of the time that sometimes you can consume looking at porn. I mean, it's hours a week. It's for someone who's severely addicted. I mean, they can lock themselves away for days and just consume porn. So there's a great price that is paid, and some, unfortunately, what I'm seeing more and more, and sadly, and I know you're seeing this too in your ministry, is that divorce is happening because of a physical affair, but because a guy is really just so into porn, and he cannot relate to his spouse. He's struggling to have physical intimacy, to actually perform, for his wife, or even in some cases turning away altogether from his own spouse because he's so connected and locked into porn. So there's a lot of loss. It's costly in many different senses. So, it breaks my heart to see that we're now seeing that spouses, and in general it's the ladies, the women, are just coming to a point where they're fed up, and the marriages are coming to, and these are Christian marriages. These are church marriages in the church. So.